What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buy Optimize episode 3, why I think multivitamins suck. So a lot of people, when they get into any sort of supplementation at a start, whether at a young age or whatever, they go right for the multivitamin. I don't even have one on me because I don't own any, and I haven't owned any in years. I absolutely cannot stand these. Many of my friends ask me, why don't you just take a multivitamin instead of taking, 12 different things every day? There's a very good reason for this. So multivitamins are the biggest catch-all as far as nutritional supplementation that there pretty much is. It's generally, people are taking it for one of a couple reasons. One, you just think it's the right thing to do, and you just, everybody needs a vitamin. Why not? It's good for you. They're marketed heavily as just this healthy supplement that everyone should take. Think about the last time you saw a TV commercial for one, and they just show people running around, having a good time, playing basketball, and you want to live like that. So you figure, maybe I don't get enough nutrients from my food. This multivitamin will obviously solve that. It's a big marketing ploy right there. The second thing is that people get frustrated trying to put together their own supplements. And I've run into this where people tell me, why don't you just give up and just take a multivitamin? I've actually taken multivitamins way in the past, but it's been many years. And the thing there is that you're doing the same thing. You're taking just a big catch-all for a bunch of vitamins you don't know if you need, you don't know what you actually, what your body is going to work with, and they're in totally random forms. So let's break it down here, and I'll tell you exactly a few reasons why I wouldn't take them, and hopefully it's enough to persuade you to actually just go and figure out what your body needs, take the time to experiment, and keep a log and work through everything in a step-by-step manner. So thing number one with multivitamins. You take it and it includes a bunch of really cheap vitamins in there. So think about this like, you go out for a buffet. You really want a steak, maybe you really want asparagus with your steak and lemon meringue pie. Sounds delicious. I don't actually like lemon meringue pie though. But you go out to get that and you go to a buffet, Chinese buffet. You're not gonna get nearly the best quality of everything. We all know that. There's gonna be like a frog leg mixed in with the steak or whatever, like the Salisbury steak, which isn't even real steak. Like you just get a bunch of weird crap in there. And it's nothing that anybody really should be eating. It's kind of just like a sampler pack of everything. So multivitamins, this happens a lot. I'm big on my B vitamins for energy, and you'll get really crappy forms of all of them. Cyanocobalamin instead of like methylcobalamin, things like that. They just use the cheapest forms possible. If you take magnesium, they tend to put in magnesium oxide, which is just like the cheapest form possible, and it's not really absorbed into your body at all, so it's pointless. I mean, a lot of these vitamins you won't even really absorb at all, so why take it? It's almost pointless. The thing is too, you might take a multivitamin and you might feel really good. Years ago I took Now Atom, which is, as far as multis go, it's a pretty decent one. But I took it and I felt really great on it. I had tons of energy, or a good amount extra energy. But the kicker is, you don't know why. There's like 60, 70, 80 ingredients in all these, and you have no idea why you feel better or worse. So maybe you feel a lot more energy, but at the same time, maybe at the end of the day, you get really burned out and you just get really irritable and you're starting to like scream at the dog and like throw stuff around your house and you can't figure out why. So you just keep taking it and you figure, well, at the beginning of the day I'm fine, but at the end of the day I don't feel well. It's really not solving any problem. So rather than actually dialing in, like, this is what makes me feel well, but at the end of the day, this is the component that makes me feel much worse. There's another thing too. When you take a multivitamin, I learned this a lot with vitamin D. If you take one vitamin or one supplement, you're liable to throw something else off. This isn't just throw more into your body and hope it levels it all out. You can create problems as a result. So back in the day, I was taking a ton of vitamin D because I had a blood test and I was deficient. My doctor prescribed me vitamin D2, which I don't take anymore, I take D3. And it was making me really angry, and I couldn't figure out why. And this went on for, I'd say, a couple years, and I just dealt with it. Every day I just assumed that's the way it is, that you just wake up and you're angry and you're pissed off, and then after a few hours it goes away. It turns out that I was deficient in magnesium, and you need magnesium to help with that the metabolism of D3, D2, either or. I started adding magnesium and I felt a million times better within a week. It did wonders. I was no longer pissed off in the morning and everything just totally set into place. So what I'm saying here is that with these multis, you can create problems like that. So maybe you're getting the magnesium and the D, but at the same time, you'll be creating a totally different deficiency or a totally different issue with something else. Maybe you can't tolerate folic acid and you're giving yourself folic acid and you don't need folic acid. You create a problem there. So really you're probably creating more problems than you actually solve. Now that said, a couple of these problems here, they're not bad for most people. Most multis are pretty mild. They're not high doses of anything. Most multis. They're not high doses of anything. They're not really gonna mess you up, but it's always mixed results. And most people I know don't get any results from them. I've had friends who've taken them, family members, and they really don't notice anything. Like they start it, stop it, and they just figure they're doing something right for their body. My recommendation, all this said, and all my complaining about multivitamins, is you work and you put together a log, which we'll go through in another episode, how I do my daily logging. And you keep a log of different supplements you try. And you try each one of these and you give it a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever it takes to get it right. And you work off of that and you put together another one. You really try and target what your body needs, and you try different things to solve different problems. If you're just really tired, maybe you say, okay, people recommend B vitamins. I'm gonna start with B12. You try B12. You increase the dose slowly. You keep a log of what happens, and then you make the next choice based on that, rather than just throwing something at all of this and hoping it works. Best way to think of it, I know it's really easy to go out and buy a multi. There's really cool ones out there. Like I said, they're marketed so well. You go on Amazon and it's just tons of great ones there. The drugstore, they're really exciting. Commercials for them. But the time that you're going to spend living in your body, aka the rest of your life, why not actually spend the time and get it right, rather than just taking something that hopefully can fix all your problems all at once. I've had far better results by breaking it down in my case. Personal experience there, and hopefully it speaks, more powerful than anything else I can say. That said, people will still try them if you must try them. There are definitely better multis out there. I won't recommend any brands right now off the top of my head, but any of the decent supplement companies, Thorne, Pure Encapsulations, Now, they all make halfway decent products that if you're gonna take one, at least take one of those. It's gonna have better ingredients in it, better forms of each vitamin, and you're gonna be at least a little bit better off. But once again, that is why I hate multivitamins, and that's why I just stay away from them. Do it yourself. So any comments, leave them below. Happy to answer any questions, or maybe we can turn this into a part 2 if there's enough questions about this video.